Welcome back, guys. You're with me, the Rune Keeper, and of course, joining me is my boy Odin. Guys, what a first bloodbath, man. Some crazy upsets in that fight. Pooby absolutely popping off. Seeing Lyric pop up in 6th place, putting in some major work, claiming some kills on some of these top players.
I've seen some pretty crazy bloodbath games in my life, but I have never seen such a huge kill disparity in such a high talent game. Like, we know Jaxie and Mime and all the other people that we were seeing in there, SlyJ, those are all really good players. So to see the top 2 players getting 22 and 23 kills and then everybody else at 10 or below is insanity. And I don't know what to expect from the next game.
Oh, the next game is going to be insane. Everybody's going to be gunning for Pooby 100%. I expect to see a lot more ranged weapons engaged on him, especially with the way he's been landing those yoinks. The yoink he got on Summit out of midair during the grapple was some of the craziest things I've seen in a long while.
That grab, that's definitely going to be a day 1 highlight for the tournaments. Like, that was one of the cleanest things I've seen. And like you said, landing that is not easy. It's just like trying to catch a Matari at the end of her teleport. You really have to read it, and that was just very impressive. But I think, honestly, the answer here is that people need to pay attention to what's going on around them. Pooby was really just taking advantage of the chaos and just wreaking havoc with the longsword, using those charged slashes to not actually have to get in the mix where he's in danger, but still being able to do the damage that comes with being in melee range. You got to look out for those. You got to parry those and punish him, or he's just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, so we talked about at the very beginning of this that you kind of have to put macro to the side when you come to these bloodbath matches. You can't fully put it to the side. You need to be paying attention to when you need to disengage some of these fights and not chase down some of these kills, because once you're low, it's too late.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a couple really hairy escapes. I mean, the 1 HP survival was really high that game, honestly. And I think it just goes to show that there are so many different ways that you could play this. There were people that were sticking to one weapon, people were switching a lot of mixes between melee and ranged. But we definitely saw Frostivus and Pooby really taking advantage of the battlefield and reading their opponents well, looking for those ins and outs, and just picking people off without taking too many crazy risks.
Oh yeah, so a lot of different weapon diversity. I expected to see a lot of spear, a lot of the dagger. Saw a whole lot more great sword, katana, and longsword, honestly.
Yeah, we've got another match coming up here, and I'm hoping that we get to see a different area when we come in. I don't want to see the same map, although it is very fun to play down there in the bloodbath. I really want to see this next one happen in Stilltide, because I want to see those big courtyard brawls. That's what I think of when I think about bloodbath, is just all those people fighting in the courtyard right outside that little cart in front of the temple, and just people up on the top sniping down. You're just down there fighting people, and some guy's pestering you with arrows. You gotta turn around, grapple him, and take him off the roof. I want to see some action like that.
Absolutely. I'm really happy with where we ended up for that particular match, but I'd love to see something a little more open. I would even take Celestra with the courtyard in front of the temple that's there as well. Crazy fights going there. A lot less places to rat as well, right? So these players are really going to have to stick to these fights and focus on who their target is and disengaging at great times.
All right, so it looks like we've got the next match lined up here. We're going to switch over here in just a moment. I don't know if we're playing with the exact same players or if we're swapping in some new people to see if they can get a stab at the 6 big boy streamers, or if it's just going to be another massacre from Pooby and Frostivus. Yeah, we got confirmation that we swapped some people, so maybe Pooby and Frostivus will take a seat and let somebody else steal the show for a minute there.
That's right. They will be returning, of course, in the trios, and that's what everybody's here for, right? This is just the warm-up. We're letting these players, brush some of that dust off and get ready for these trios. And again, in trios, macro is going to be the big deal, right? All these players are some of the top skilled people. I think it's going to come down to macro, honestly. Looking at the roster here, we've got Agumon, Burns, Kryte, Backstrike TV, Viego's here as well. Yep. Of course, we've got
shout out to Viego.
Right. Van Solo, Canadian Shadow. Some names I haven't seen before, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
I'm thinking, you know, I know some of these names, and some of these players are very, very good. I'm hoping that we have a closer match, although it is very fun to watch people dominate. I want to see if we can get one of these real nice nail-biter matches where it's coming down to the last second.
Oh my
what
lord,
in God's
this
name
lyric...
are we looking at right now?
This lyric customization on Matari
Has science
here.
gone too far? Questions we may never have an answer to. We will make 24 Entertainment answer for this.
Oh, and we are going to Still Tide Temple,
yes,
boys.
Still Tide, let's go. Oh, I'm so excited about this.
Getting here on Ban Solo, using that counter early. Oh, but he gets double juggled here by the spear and katana. Ooh, the parry comes out, and there comes the spear back.
Ooh, Soda trying to get that last hit. Didn't need to charge it up that much.
Advantage.
Shroud, it's Shroud.
Oh, that's right, it is Shroud. Ah,
Shroud.
Shroud, I'm tweeting you later over this. You're killing me.
Shroud doing a good job of evading all the attacks here, actually getting some good mobility, jumping over the slices, but Ban finally catching him with the left click there and finishing him off.
Ban does catch him. Happy to see Shroud using my favorite move with the longsword here. Again, so many people disrespect that uppercut and just how strong that juggle is. And
you see how much more of a spread we've got here.
Lyric looking for it. Oh, but coming in from behind here, Hoffman TV.
Yeah, you got that right click clash on, or right click slam onto the ground. That's really devastating with the greatsword. Both of the aerial moves to the greatsword are honestly really dangerous, and I can't wait to see Tarka G actually take advantage of that. With the enhanced mobility, just abusing those aerial moves. But you see here, because the map is so spread out on Still Tide, we've got a really good mix of environments here for people to fight in. It's not quite as chaotic. But I think we're going to slowly see people sort of, as they die, they're going to filter into the fight because they want to get back and get in there and try to get whatever kills they can.
Absolutely. And Lyric here surprising me, using some greatsword flying tech just there to transverse the battlefield and get into these fights. Charging up the 3 times. Oh, but he catches it himself on terrain.
Stuck on the ledge. We've all been there before. He's just looking for the... He's using the invis. Oh, and he catches Red Hand with it. Using the invis to just sneak around while he's charging that. Everybody's fallen victim to that at some point or another. You know what it's like getting hit by a focus attack by Matari when she's just invisible. It is the worst.
Smart use of his ultimate here, though, for sure.
Oh, we've got Shroud over here taking on Agumon, backing off as the Vajra ult comes out. And they're just
sitting here throwing fists at each other
right now. They're playing patty cake in the courtyard while everybody else is sniping on them. We see a little bit of action going on over there underneath the bridge as the Temok ult just expires. We've got the 2 spear players dashing around on the back. Lyric chasing down Summit. Summit getting the parry. Doesn't he know?
The parry into the uppercut, too. The best way to catch a Matari as well if you get the parry off there.
Yeah, you want to get her in the air because as soon as she recovers from the ground, she's just going to teleport out. So going for the action with Greatsword, especially going for the parry follow-up, knocks them away from you, and you don't really get a follow-up. So it's better to get that sliding launch and make sure that you can actually continue the pressure.
Look at the slide cancels here by Summit.
Oh,
and the uppercut catches the kill on Lyric. Summit said, I am not going to be last place after the last match. I'm showing y'all how it's done. Look, using the F to get the verticality here. The stun, throwing his ult out, saying, Bane, you're not going to third party this. Summit showing some real skill here.
If you're not aware, when you're popping your ultimate, no matter what character you're playing, you have a little bit of you have a short window of very high damage resistance. And one of the nice things about Temok is that you can use that cyclone while you're getting hit to get hyper armor and knock people back off of you, and then escape out of the cyclone to heal and just disengage from the fight. One thing to keep in mind though is that Temok is not affected by cyclone, even if it's an opponent's wind prison. If another Temok uses it, you can still walk through it.
Vigor here using the ult, teleporting back to the blade to jump back and get another ult off on Viego. Hitting Lyric as well.
Oh,
getting the double blade out.
Catch him both. Viego almost going down to that too, but now Vigor has to be careful as he's getting chased down from behind and he gets picked off by Baxter, who is walking around with that greatsword looking for another one of these charge attacks. Oh, immediately going down though.
But Crytek coming in with the right click blue on the dagger and just ending that man's career.
Cam Shadow down, jumping down here, picking up one player. Doesn't go for the double grab, even though he can see Viego. Kind of interesting there, honestly. He caught Vigor, and I think he had a chance, but I guess he just didn't trust his ability to find another person.
Sometimes you just have to take that guaranteed damage as the monk. It's not worth it, especially when they're close. Oh, he does find Summit here.
Red Hand engaging into a little bit of a cluster there. Yeah, Vigor's got like he's got a vendetta against Viego here.
Look at that, by the way. The slide cancel to the side here to work around the wall, and then charging up to try to throw the slash through the wall with the katana there.
Vigor not using the duck cancel to sway while he's healing, just kind of taunting Lyric. Like, what are you doing shooting me with that thing from over there?
Ooh, Lyric coming in, though.
Getting that quick focus attack to get the charge slice out. Lyric just trying to mash those clicks, and he's getting bodied as he's trying to find the light starter combo, but Vigor's not giving the opportunity. He's just going for those focus attacks. Lyric, unfortunately, did not recognize that and didn't get the parry. But switching back over here,
stuck in the wall here. Oh, using the bell here to secure the kill.
That was so nice.
That was absolutely well timed there. There's nothing he could do because once the little bit of the knockback from the bell hits him, it actually puts out a slight bit of damage if you're standing that close. Ooh, coming in here on Baxter as well, using the dagger to his advantage and getting some slide cancels into those dashes.
Yeah, Bansolo going in there and snagging one of those kills and now trying to chase down the other one. Very good job there.
Look at these dagger dashes from him. Coming in on Summit, too. Going
switching
with
to the spear.
Ooh, Summit getting the charge back in on Ban.
Ban got a little ahead of himself there. You could tell he was kind of feeling himself, getting antsy, dashing around, just trying to stay mobile, and he didn't slow down when he needed to. After he clashed with the greatsword, he needed to look for that parry on the follow-up, and unfortunately Summit catches him off guard. Gonna secure the kill, now looking to find two players out here, but Ban literally coming right back onto him.
Ban
immediate
coming for
revenge.
The clap back.
Oh,
he was not happy about that. Dagger is really, really strong right now, but a lot of people who are playing Dagger are really ignoring the greatsword. But when you get that clash in and the greatsword can throw that instant blue out, there's not much the Dagger can actually do.
Yeah, you have to respect it. You got to go for the parry.
Ooh, Vigor going for the ult into the uppercut. Oh, going for the 3 charge, but Ban stops it with the right click on the blue. The bell. Dagger, oh, but he eats the Yodo ult.
Dagger very good for dealing with those charge stages due to the kick knocking people out of focus. You can't just charge in front of the Dagger. But on the same thing, like you were just talking about, that stone form coming out from clashes on the greatsword. For that reason, Dagger players get too comfortable looking for those clash attempts, and that's how you end up eating a stone form. When you go into 3s and you have Shockwave and you have what's the rune for the level 3? Yeah, Earthshaker. You get hit by an Earthshaker, it's lights out. You're not coming back.
Overlord combined with the Earthshaker too, you get that clash and instantly go into the 3 charge. It's a death sentence for entire teams.
Soda Pop in here using the Matari mobility to just barely escape, and it looks like his opponent lost track of him, but we've got 4 people duking it out here on the roof, and Ban says, I don't want any part of this. I'm just going to back out and shoot him with the bow. Ban
really using the extra mobility from that dagger. Using that dagger charge with the right click.
Now he's just going to, flashing out Agamon. Agamon kind of knew he was screwed there. You do take a little bit of damage when you clash with people, so you can left click somebody else's left click. The light attacks will clash with one another. It bounce back, as you saw. But you do take a little bit of damage, so if you can force an opponent into a situation where they have to clash with you to stay alive, you basically come out on top in solos. There's not much you can do about it once you get that low.
Just look at how fast Ban is utilizing this dagger to move across the battlefield, too. Just getting in and out in fights, which, like we said at the beginning of this, was going to be the key difference to this match, the engage and disengage, but Crytek actually using the bell there to shut down his dagger and kill Ban, gets the parry out, and Crytek is going to go monk here. Oh,
Alice
but all these people standing under his feet.
Look at this. He's getting absolutely murdered, but he finally backs up. Nope, he's getting stunned by that, and that's actually going to be a kill. Yep. He gets picked off by the bow for the range. Look at that spear sitting there. Just a reminder of what could have been.
Right. NMP here, caught in the Yodo spin. Goes to
Shroud
throw the
getting
ult
taken out by Ban, and NMP getting taken out by Ban. Ban is popping off this game. Look at this man.
Ooh, but Vigor landing both the Yodo ults back to back. Lands the third one. Bells that. Does Vigor catch it up? Oh, he's going to deny the monk transformation. Burns trying to come in really low here. Vigor, though, is going to catch him with the light combo on the back and the slide cancel. Alex coming in to try to end Vigor here as well. Throwing the Yodo F out. Getting the charge slash, gonna engage them both, gets the vertical, but takes the greatsword hit here. I think Vigor is dead in this corner. Yep, Huffman gonna pick up the kill.
Yeah, so the thing with the Yorihime F skill there is that she can actually toss it on top of herself and use it as a way to clash light attacks. It's a very good way for her to be safe in the middle of a fight. You have to respect that, and I think some of the players, even some of the top players, still don't know this because the game is so fresh and she's a brand new character. One of the important things is, as you're climbing, is to really understand the ins and outs of the characters that you're fighting against.
And you have to be really careful with her as well, because the second ability spins a lot slower, but will also clash blue attacks and knock you on your ass if you're not careful with it.
Yeah, you see a lot of players using that in these, all the Yodahimes kind of just throwing that into the mix, and then they can just run in for free and not really worry about it. Crytek grabbing Vigor out of the ult!
Grabbing Soda Pop and AKA Shroud. Oh, look at this melee. These people are just standing under this monk.
She said, my time is now.
Another double. Gonna pick up another double. That's a triple double back to back. Crytek putting himself into this match. Rank 1.
She said, my time is now, Crytek said. Nah, you're in the wrong game, buddy. Picked her up, slammed her, didn't know. I think a lot of people don't even know that you can grab Yorihime out of that ult, but man, that's got to be heartbreaking. You see all those people lined up, you just got your big button that you want to press to kill everybody, and all of a sudden, no, catch his hands.
Just yoinked it right out of it. It's one of the things that has made the monk a little bit better since last beta. He can grab and cancel everyone out of their ult, even Viper when she's ulting now as well. Viego
yeah, it definitely
switching to the
makes him a lot
here.
more useful in those teamfight situations. But we gets parried. Canadian missing because of the wake up.
Gets the riposte. Oh, but Viego swaps to the spear and picks it up. Ooh, going for the full charge, but Ban says no.
Yeah, I don't think he knew Canadian. I don't think he knew when you are waking up, you have some invincibility. You have some iframes on wake up. So he was charging that, waiting for him to dodge and roll out of it so that he would catch it on the tech chase. But he just sat there patiently waiting to rise up on his own, and he ended up not getting hit by it. Canadian Shadow not recognizing it and parry. Oh, finally a parry on the charged right click there. We're gonna miss that though as we come over here where Lyric is gonna take out NMP.
Oh, saved by the bell once again. NMP right at the very end.
No surprises here to see Ban Solo Q coming out with the 20 kills because he was absolutely going nuts, but a much better score spread here, and Lyric coming in 4th place.
Lyric moving up the leaderboard into 4th place here. Summit moving up the leaderboard as well. Agumon in last here. Canadian Show.
Shroud coming up with a nice 11 kills.
Shroud
respectable,
yeah.
respectable showing this time around. And I'm really surprised to see we had a much better spread that time, and obviously people were not. We didn't see as much abuse of the longsword charging in those groups. You saw how crazy it would get in those courtyard fights. People were just going right into the action. They'd spawn up on the roof and jump straight down. Right here we have Red Hand taking out Hoffman with the charged greatsword. We're probably to see right here. So you see Soda Pop is standing up here on the roof taking those shots down. You get and looking at himself trying to take some shots.
Yeah,
but you just see this chaos spread all throughout the courtyard.
In those monk situations, this is the best thing you can do, is get up on those walls and get those bow shots in and get those monks stunned down as soon as possible. Ban there with the nice bell we talked about, using the tech to actually throw the damage on him that close.
Going again here with the dagger
transversal.
Right here, though, he gets turned around on by Summit with the clash.
Again, you have to respect the stone form with the greatsword, and Summit showing him why you have to there.
Ban Solo Q taking out NMP there as he looked for the aerial parry, but no dice. He didn't take the bait. Alex McBride getting whipped out by that greatsword, and Viego going nuts with the spear there. Yeah, we saw some really interesting fights, and I think Ban, obviously the star of the show, but some really interesting stuff from all of the players. And my favorite thing about that, again, we saw a huge diversity with the weapons. There's a lot of complaints that like one weapon is significantly better than the other. We just got a nerf. And guys, this is very important for us to talk about. The devs are so quick and they have their fingers on the pulse of this game. They're constantly listening to feedback. Within a couple days of the game being out, already issued dagger nerfs because they knew, all right, listen, this weapon's overperforming. We got to do something about this. We can't just let this sit for weeks because it's going to be a frustration point. Already seeing dagger nerfs, and because of it, I think we're seeing more variety, because I think dagger probably would have been more prolific in this fight if it hadn't gotten those nerfs shortly before.
Oh, absolutely. The mobility is still stunning, though. Ban was flying across that battlefield using the mobility of the dagger.